You don't have a coaster?
I'm a rogue.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to our podcast. This is Sarah.
And I'm Chris.
For real, dude? Because, I mean, like, it's only respectful to your wife. Please
Welcome
get a fucking...
to this episode where I mess up my own table.
You're giving me... I need you to get a coaster.
Gravity.
I can't. I need you to get a coaster. Like, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to this episode. By the way, I'm going to call us out. We actually already recorded one episode.
And I done fucked up.
And Chris done fucked up. Actually, you didn't. You did turn on the recorder.
Our recorder fucked up. And I don't know how much we got. So however much you see, that's what we got.
Yeah, we'll probably use that to just make some little clips.
Bonus
but
clips.
technically, this is the second episode, but it's the first episode for you. You should feel so special. Mm-hmm. We don't have a name for the podcast yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we're working on it.
Well, we're trying. Everything we come up with, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much to say. Maybe along the way, as we get this ball rolling, y'all can help us name this bitch because that might be kind of the way to do it. Y'all are the ones who are going to be listening to the content and letting us know what you think about it. If you love it, hate it, want to burn it alive, I mean, you tell us. So that'd be kind of awesome. Like, have some of the viewers give us some ideas, and maybe if we like your idea, we bring them on the show and have them part of the podcast.
If you're in DFW, because we're too broke to fly you out.
Yeah. No, don't be like from somewhere crazy and I got to fly you in, because we're broke bitches right now, and this is happening all on like the passion dime. You know what I mean? And
comment and share and do all the things, we won't be broke for that long. So
yeah, exactly.
Do all the things.
Absolutely. So this podcast, I know everyone's like, so we got a black dude and a white chick. Like, what is
I'm black, this? You're white. I'm married. You're dating?
I am dating.
Okay.
I'm divorced, but I'm dating.
I'm a brand new dad. You're a seasoned mother.
Look at the lives that we're in.
We got a dichotomy going here.
I mean, we have a whole dichotomy going on here. We actually, so a lot of people will ask us. Side note, Chris actually worked with me on a prior podcast, which is picking back up speed soon. Let me plug that one real quick. It's called This Human Experience. There will be some podcasting episodes out on that. Yep. Totally different vibe than this one. This one is very just laid back. Yeah, laid back, casual, funny shit here. This Human Experience, you won't see Chris in. Chris is behind the camera on that one. It's more relational healing type stuff.
Yeah, she's more woo-woo than me, and that's
way more woo-woo. Yeah, for sure. But we actually worked together. We met about a little over a year ago. We worked at worked at the same company. And I think I just mentioned one day, like, I was writing some podcast episodes, and I had, like, I'm the type, if I'm going to do something, I'm just going to go do it.
You're filming on your phone.
I was.
At some point, right? Yeah.
I made the decision. I want to do a podcast. I don't ever see any sense. Once you decide to do something, like, just start it. Just make it happen, however it's going to happen. So I went out and I bought myself like a $20 mic on Amazon. And I downloaded some app or something on my laptop called Voicity, or I don't know. Anyway, used my phone, and I was doing all sort of like sending it to 50 places just to get an audio recording on Spotify. And Chris was like, I do this shit. Like, you could do a whole...
it's like a beep, boop, boop.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. So we actually had started that podcast last year. I ran into some unfortunate life challenges.
Because life be lifing.
And it just be like that sometimes. And just a couple episodes in, we had to pause that while I took care of those life be lifing situations. And here we are. Life is still lifing, by the way.
Never stops.
I'm not saying that there's not still shit.
The bullshit never stops.
Oh, it never stops. But definitely in a better place in life. And so we have started this podcast. So you'll kind of see two kind of floating around. This one's kind of our fun, bullshitty one.
A lot more lighthearted.
But yeah, I already know. I'm just going to throw it out there. I already know everyone's going to be like, what kind of dynamic is this that you'll have going on? Different seasons of life, like you stated.
For sure.
How long have you been married?
A year and some change. A little over a year.
Year and some change. Yeah. That's not long. But y'all dated.
We dated for 2 and been married for.
Okay.
15 months now.
And brand new human being in the picture.
Brand new. Say 8 weeks. 8 weeks to what's today? Saturday. 8 weeks on Monday.
Yeah,
so almost
brand new.
Weeks.
Like, you're not really doing anything. You're just keeping that thing alive. That's it.
For sure.
Yeah. Or really your wife's doing it.
I get a diaper change every now and again.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually get the blowouts.
I love it. She's like, oh, this one's yours now.
Yep.
That's how she decides.
Yep, pretty much. She's like, oh, here you go.
Well, you know what? It's only fair. I mean, you only participated 30 seconds in that situation.
30 seconds.
That's 30.
That's all you gave me? 30 seconds?
I'll stretch it to a minute.
Okay, I guess I'll take it.
Yeah. She did the 99% bulk. From that point on, it's her body, her growing it.
Your choice, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, women empowerment. I love you guys.
And yeah, so I divorced. I am dating someone.
Oh, you were married. I didn't know that.
How do you think I had children? Well, I mean, I guess you could have children outside of a marriage, but yes, I was married at one point.
Okay.
Long time ago, in a land far, far away, in a life that we will not mention.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have 3 kids. I have a 22-year-old, I have a 18-year-old, and I have a 16-year-old, and my 22-year-old has an almost 1-year-old son.
Congratulations
To her.
you and her.
To her. She's the mom.
You took part of it somehow.
Did I?
You birthed her.
I birthed. Yeah, I did. I birthed her.
You took part in 30 seconds. Somebody took part in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, he's a great little addition. But no, I'm actually beyond the parenting thing because my son lives with his dad. And don't come after me in the comments. I wasn't a bad mom for anyone who's like, why wouldn't a mom have her child? He got old enough to be able to choose.
You can't fault him for his choice.
Yeah, and he, was like, I think I want to, live with dad and see how that goes. And
respect that.
That was my thing. I was like, when my kids get old enough, whatever they decide, like they should be able to do those choices. So, he moved in with his dad, and he's been,
You're an empty nester.
bacheloring it up with his dad ever since. So, yes, so I'm an empty nester at 40. And I'm dating. I am dating someone super fantastic. He's great. But yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I love that for you too.
Call back to the episode that you may not see.
So that's how we met. That's how all this got started. So a lot of this has no rhyme or reason, to be real honest. If you are watching these videos and you're thinking, where are they going with this shit? We don't know.
No.
We don't know.
We take it where the internet takes us.
Yeah, we sure do. And where does the internet take you, Chris?
Today, it's taken me to the toxic list.
Okay, toxic for men or toxic for women?
This is a list of things that icks that women have for men.
Towards men. So
Towards
like
men.
The icks that I would have about a guy.
Yes, but like frivolous, stupid things that should not.
That you probably roll your eyes at.
Yes.
Why do I feel like this list is actually going to piss me off?
Because, it pissed me off.
Did it? As a guy, you're like, why is it? Is it more like, why is any of this even legit?
So I'll start.
Yeah, hit me with the list.
So
let's see it.
To give you a sample of the energy of this list.
Oh, God.
Number 1, having a mom. Or even worse, having a sister.
What do we want our men to be parentless now or motherless? Should the mother be dead? And no sisters? What's the deal there? Are they overprotective? Are you an insecure female?
Maybe. I wish I had context, but she just said having a mom and even worse, having a sister. I put that in quotes. So
a real woman
quote.
Said this?
Yes. These are things I pulled all these from TikTok videos.
This ick came from a real woman having a mother or worse, having a sister.
And yeah, maybe even being someone's sister. She can't have the same of her man.
Man, I guess I need to up my ick list then as a girlfriend because my boyfriend has a mom and sisters. And that's not a problem.
That's blasphemy.
Blasphemy
in the face of this
He needs to do something about that.
Off your mother. Only one woman can have you, and that's me.
That's me. That's what it is.
That's probably what it is.
That is. And I'm going to be real honest. That's an insecurity.
Yeah.
Oh, every one of these are just going to boil
and
down to
don't let him
insecurity.
have a good relationship with his mother.
God forbid. Or his kids if he has kids. Right? God forbid you enjoy being around your children.
Oh, boy.
Because what does that make any space for the girlfriend? Oh, my God. How dare you?
How dare you like anyone but me?
Don't get me started.
So next I have on this list is when a man finds a woman's independence attractive.
That's an ick?
That was an ick.
By a woman. I'm probably going to ask this every single time.
This whole list is by women.
By the same woman?
No, different women.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a slew of idiots.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you, as a man, is a woman's independence, do you find that attractive? Do you find that not appealing?
I find it attractive because
What do we?
It sounds lazy, but it's like not less that I have to do, but like.
Right. But she can take care of herself.
Yeah, she can take care of herself, be your own woman, and then like we come just like my wife. She's independent. She has her own business.
But
she can exist without
y'all
me.
come together and you have a partnership, but you have your own things going.
Yeah. We can exist outside of each other, but still exist with each other.
Yeah, and this is an ick now.
Apparently, to some women.
I'm gonna say it again. This is an insecurity.
Like you want me to be completely dependent on you? That sounds exhausting.
As a former wife, I hope to be wife again one day in a very different set of circumstances, but I stayed home, homeschooled my kids, and normally women are happy to do that. And I loved being home with my kids. Not a great scenario, right? Because it was the situation was bred out of control, right? To keep me home.
Got it. Okay.
When I was actually working prior.
So like
some
forced to work from home against your will in a way?
More like things happened early on in the marriage where he asked me to quit work. I quit work. Okay. He wanted me to stay home. I am someone who I like to be productive. And then a couple of issues with our kid in school when they were younger. I decided to homeschool. Only thought I was going to do that for a short period. It turned into a lifelong thing during that marriage.
Okay.
Not unhappy that it turned out that way. I think everything kind of works out for a reason. But that was definitely a scenario of my ex wanting me to be fully dependent on him so that I had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, he wanted that control.
Right. It's an interesting, time we're living in. Because I do hear a lot of men who are like, I don't want to be with a woman who totally depends on me and I don't want to have to take care of her. I want her to be independent. But where does that line draw for you guys? Because I'm going to be honest. I like working. My boyfriend works. He loves that I work. I'm happy with that. But a woman wants to depend on a man.
Yeah.
So where's the line?
Wants to be.
Where's the line for y'all then?
They want to be led and not.
Yeah.
Domineered over.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
And so with my marriage, my wife is now a stay-at-home mom. So my current employment, I can work from home now. So
nice.
So we're together. So I'm
totally
working,
jealous.
She's home, and she told me before like she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. And before we were married, like me personally, I want to be a provider.
Okay.
Like, as a husband.
So, but if she were to decide in a year, like, hey, I think I want to go back to work.
And we've already talked about that.
You would be like I support that. That'd be great.
She wants to go back to work soon. I'm like, go ahead. If you want to go back to work, fine. If not, fine. Yeah,
do whatever you want to do. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think this whole ick right here of the whole. Wait, what is it? Women claim that men have this ick when a man finds a woman's independence attractive.
Yes.
That's not an ick. You're fucking insane.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, every one of these are going to be an insecurity. So just men, if you're listening to this
next one, it's not an insecurity about. I don't think it's insecurity. It's just being nitpicky.
Okay.
So imagine you're in a parking lot.
Okay.
And you just parked your car and you're just trying to walk in. Usually you have to walk across the main line of traffic.
Yeah.
And just a little jog just to get out the way.
Okay.
That jog is an ick. So being considerate of other people's time.
Stop.
Is an ick.
And I'm going to say it again. A woman said this?
Yes.
That this is an ick of a man?
Yeah.
You know what she is?
You're just supposed to say like.
You're just supposed to saunter through like you don't give a shit.
I'm just gonna walk at my pace, and you're gonna like.
No, that's someone rude and bitchy.
Yeah.
So far we have insecure.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna even say
it's all gonna be.
I'm even gonna say on that first one, the whole not have a mom sister thing, possessive. Let's not do this.
You're looking at these a lot deeper than me, so I like your perspective on this.
Let's not go there. Come on, ladies. Like let's level up a little bit. Yeah, so we're looking at insecurity, we're looking at possessive, and now we're looking at just rude and bitchy. So really what this list is we're naming all the things you men don't need to find in a female.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, next ick.
Knowing how to cook.
Do you not want to eat?
Or just eat McDonald's? Or maybe she only wants to cook. I don't know. Like I said, all these, I don't really have any context on them, so I just have to take them at face value.
So I can cook, but I love the idea of having a man who can also cook.
Yeah. Me, I can cook a mean bowl of cereal.
I
try to cook every once in a while.
You try what?
I try to cook every once in a while, and she likes it. But she has to she grades on a curve because
she loves you.
She's a cook. And
she loves you. Yeah,
yes.
she grades on a curve because she loves you. So I can cook. My man can smoke meat. Like
I'm learning to do that. She bought me a smoker.
He's apparently, and I'm going to say apparently, and everyone's going to be like, what do you mean apparently? We've only been dating. It's almost been 6 months. So I haven't actually had a chance to.
You haven't tasted any of his.
Try the shit that he has made yet. But I've seen pictures. Like he shows me when he cooks. He's definitely good at it, right? Mm-hmm. That's his thing. But
to find that unattractive.
No, it's very attractive. So now we have someone we're gonna keep going with our list, right? Now you're lazy.
Well, I don't know if I call that lazy. Well, that's the thing. So that's not the context. Is I don't know. Can she cook?
Probably not. That's why she finds it an ick.
Yeah, I guess.
If you can't, if there's something I can't do, but you can do, how dare you?
Everything you can do, I can do.
Oh, yeah. And this is very opposite. Like, you don't like a man who knows how to cook? Are you kidding me? No. Imagine, let me
flip the tables.
Give you a scenario for this one. Okay. Ladies, you're at home, you come home from a long day work, it's a Friday. And let's say y'all had date night planned, but you go home and you are dead ass sick.
And you don't want to go anywhere.
Don't feel good. Don't want to go anywhere. You come home and you tell your man, I feel like absolute shit. No problem, honey. We don't have to go out. But you're starving and you don't feel good. You lay down and your man's going to take care of you.
We're having cereal.
Don't you want him to be able to be like,
exactly.
What can I make you?
Yeah.
What would you like to eat? I'll cook you something. Not cereal.
Offended, but okay.
Offended. Like, why wouldn't you want your man to cook?
I have no
I
clue.
want to be able to cook for my man. Like I definitely am very, I love you. You provide, you do a lot for me. Like I value, like I want to be able to cook for my man, but I want to know that there's times that he's like, let me cook for you. Let me make
it's
something.
the give and take. Because we all fall into roles. I mean, and no one likes gender roles, but like we have gender. We fall into them naturally.
Yeah, for sure.
There's crossover, but it's also and I saw this TikTok of this lady who said that marriage it's never 50-50.
No.
She always said, or the way she explains it is, she starts her day every day with her and her husband having a conversation saying, hey, I woke up feeling like...
My boyfriend sent me this TikTok.
Like, I got 40 today.
I got 40 today.
Do you have my 60? If you got the 60, then we're fine.
Great. And then sometimes he comes home and he's like, I barely have 25.
And if you got the other
and sometimes
15,
she's like,
whatever.
I don't even have 10 today. You got to figure out
how you navigate the day.
How you navigate that day. Mm-hmm. You communicate that. That's kind of this right here. So ladies, if you have an ick that your man cooks, maybe it's not a man that you want.
Probably.
I'm just saying.
Now let me ask you, would it be unattractive or icky for you if a guy used both of the straps on his backpack? Because that's what this lady says. Things that shouldn't matter.
Do I even have to answer that one? Both the straps. Well, first of all, it's not 1991 in middle school. Okay, we're not one strapping it and gaining shoulder problems. There's a reason that there are two straps.
Yeah.
Okay, let's even the load out.
See,
let's help our backs. Let's help our shoulders.
Tangent. Right? I would, at least when I was in school, the style was both straps, but you wore it like as low as fucking possible.
Like, so you really like the little adjustment,
like to where you run, it's like slapping.
Right. The problem with that is if you're like me and you have an ass, then it's creating, because you can feel your ass like, and it's just not cute. So no, you adjust.
Well, you wouldn't have that in the 4th grade. This is like
true. But if I'm wearing a backpack now,
now it's like hiked up like completely.
Adult style,
both straps.
It is, and I am holding those straps.
And the worst thing is like if you only have one strap and you bend over to get something,
it's gonna fall.
And it like it's the whole thing. Hit you in the face.
But if you're not a fan of your man having 2 straps on a backpack, which we might have to dig it. I want to know who said this, because I want to know what your fucking problem is. If you're not a fan of it, why not buy your man one of those backpacks that has the one strap? It's a crossbody.
Well, if that's
Is that
not
a
style,
problem?
though.
Is that too metrosexual?
I wouldn't do that because that's not my style. I would just rather have a 2-strap backpack and use one side.
What's the next
If I had to
stick?
please this woman, which I don't.
I was going to say, I don't think this is a woman you'd stick around with either, though.
Having a phone case.
I'm sorry?
Having a phone case.
Having,
Because
like this right here? Like a phone case?
phone case. Protecting your investment.
Why would you not? Who runs around barebacking their phone?
I like to. Like when I first got
I'm too
this phone,
clumsy.
yeah. But it lasts like 3 days and it just feels too delicate and I end up getting a case.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way. The day that I got this, I dropped this bitch the day I had it. And I bought a case the minute I bought it. So case went on. I am too clumsy.
Yeah.
And
phones are getting smaller and smaller and they're just
hold
getting
on.
harder to hold.
Does this also go for the screen protector? Are you bitching at him because he's got a screen
Don't
protector?
have the context. But so, fun fact, I usually never have screen protectors.
You're an idiot.
On my last phone, I never had a screen protector because in the past, every time I have a screen protector, I drop my phone, it cracks the screen. There's my screen, but not the protector. So I'm like, they're just not for me.
I've never had that. What brand are you buying? Sucky ones, because I've never had that issue.
But I just got this new phone. This is an S24 Ultra. Sue me, I like Androids.
I told you the dynamic here is going to be
Android tablet, Android. I do have an Apple computer.
Apple all the way.
Anyway, so I got this phone. They said, we have this thing where if you buy a screen protector now, you get unlimited screen protectors for the life of the phone. So I'm like,
Not bad.
it's fine.
Okay,
Like I've
yeah.
never had one. I don't know how long they're gonna last.
Yeah.
I've been through 6 screen protectors on this thing, and I've had it for
God
like
bless
a month and a half.
America, Chris.
I'm like, I've never
6.
cracked so many things. Like
Oh my
I think
God.
I went back like 3 days after I bought the phone to get another protector.
Okay, that's okay. But if
Shout
you
out
as
to
a
T-Mobile.
female are walking around with a phone case, why are you going to bitch at a man? Why would you not protect?
You know what? Let me
These
say-
things are
Let me
expensive.
say this. My ick
Okay.
on the phone thing.
Oh God, you have an ick about phones?
Well, it's not really an ick, but it's just like a question about your character.
Okay. Oh God! Wow.
Which may be an ick. Not you specifically.
Just spit it out.
If women have these phone cases that are like bulky and like have like all the rhinestones and stuff on them and the shit hanging off.
They're
of
like
them.
bedazzled.
Yeah, like kind of a fashion statement phone case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Not that it's like an ick, but it's like why? And
Well,
they're holding the
it's
phone and they have to hold it like this. 'cause there's so much shit
it's
on
an
it.
expression of their personality.
I
It's
guess.
our everything from our phones to our nails.
Everything.
You know,
has to
is
be
it?
cohesive.
It's an expression of our personality. I mean,
I can respect that.
the shirt you're wearing.
My wife got it for me.
Yeah, is this an expression of something about you?
It sure is.
Okay, see, same with phone. Now I'm not
I
saying
stand
I could
corrected.
walk around with all that shit. I couldn't. All that huge crap, not for me.
Yeah.
But I get, where you're going with it. But put a fucking phone case on your phone and quit bitching if
Protect
he's got
your
one.
investment. These phones ain't
Yes,
cheap either.
ladies, that line right there actually should teach you something. If a man will protect his phone, he'll protect you.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Not if he has a mom, apparently.
We're a sister. God damn. Okay.
Anyway.
Next one.
Let me see. Black t-shirts, that's stupid. Oh, so just going off of using both straps on a backpack.
Yeah.
The next one I have is wearing a backpack, period. So I remember I put that one there because it's like, which one is it?
So okay. At this point, I'm curious. For any women watching this, if you'd like to chime in, I'm going to ask, is this genuinely a problem? A backpack? My boyfriend, he has a backpack. He goes to work with a backpack with his shit in it.
I take it everywhere.
Like, what do we want them to carry? I don't want to see you with a fucking purse.
a merce.
A what?
A merce. A man purse. It's a satchel.
It's like the crossbody bag.
Yeah, like you just said.
Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that's terrible, but I don't see a
But if
problem.
it's not his style, then he's not going to
Look,
do it. I'm not
here's
gonna
the deal. Here's the deal. Backpacks are very convenient.
do it. Utilitarian.
Totally. Why would you not utilize them? I don't know. I don't see the problem here with a backpack. He started off with no coaster. Now that shit's hanging close to the edge of the table. He just knocked the table. This is going to be more about me and the icks watching him navigate. And I know when his wife see these, girl, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Anyway, you have anything that you want to talk about?
Oh, so I do have one. Let me pull it up for you. So we're going to kind of get into some parenting / marriage questions.
Are we getting deep?
Not deep.
Okay.
This is from Reddit.
No, so it's definitely not deep.
Definitely not deep. But where we might hit on a more like, let's question this note. Now, side note, let me say, anyone watching this, you're going to hear this and it's going to make you think of somebody specific. I'm not going to say names. It is not about that specific person, but I know you're going to go, oh, this is same
You're saying
as
that for people that may know you?
XYZ. No.
Okay.
But once you hear this, if you've been following a certain story about someone, you may catch on. If not, I'll tell you off mic. Okay. So for those familiar or not familiar with Reddit, they have subreddits.
She just learned that.
Just learned what they're
20
called.
minutes ago.
So excited.
How long have you been using Reddit? Longer than you should admit without knowing that?
You're veering off topic. Okay. So there's a subreddit called Am I the Asshole? And I will not lie, it's become my favorite one to read.
It's the golden pot of Reddit.
Golden for sure. I have some others out of another one that are just going to kill too. So, am I the asshole for exposing my wife's secret TikTok account where she sells our kids embarrassing moments? Ooh. So, it's a whole story. I'm going to actually capsulate this one because it's a little lengthy, but essentially this husband found out his wife, she's on TikTok. She makes her own TikToks, but she made a separate TikTok account and she basically is always filming her kids. And
like a vlog mom?
Yeah, like a blog mom. Yeah. Vlogging?
Vlogging.
What is the V?
Video.
Oh.
Video log.
Learn something new every day.
She's 40. I'm sorry.
40. We'll get into, I need to catch up with life. So she videos them all the time doing silly things, tripping over things, just doing, normal things that kids
see on the internet.
Well, sometimes it's like when you see those little funny AFV videos, sometimes it's stuff like that, which is just funny. And I believe in the Reddit, he states his kids are an 8-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl. Okay. So they're little kids at that age. They're going to do silly things.
Kids do the darndest things.
Kids do the darndest things, and they say the darndest things too as they get older. So at first he says it was harmless. She's just posting these very like funny videos of things they do. And then over time, he wasn't really watching that TikTok.
She knew of
much.
it, but didn't keep up with it.
Then one day, I guess he decided, I'm just going to go check it out, only to discover that not only for a while was she only uploading like funny ones, and she'd been doing this for a long time. She actually started uploading very inappropriate and humiliating videos of the kids. So just to give you an example, some videos of the kids in the bath. Or the kids,
and you said they're 8
in their room, or and something would happen, and it would be like an embarrassing moment. And so he confronts her about it because he, in watching it of his own children, felt uncomfortable about one, the exposing kind of an embarrassing side of their kids and her making fun of it, and two, to be honest, some of the videos the kids weren't maybe all the way dressed. So just
a problem with the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
So he confronts her about it and basically tells her, like, I don't think this is appropriate. She calls him a buzzkill and says that he's being over dramatic. He suggests that they take the account down and maybe even talk with their kids about their privacy. Let's remember the kids' ages. 8 and 5. Okay. She flips out, accuses him of trying to ruin her fun. She's saying that he's just jealous of her success and doesn't support her creativity. He ends up telling some friends about it to gain some sort of, according to him, some clarity to see if maybe he's just
getting more perspective on it.
Yep. And now she's furious with him. Some of their friends are on her side. Some are on his side. He doesn't feel it's okay to exploit their kids for views. She says it's all just for fun. So he's basically asking, am I the asshole for wanting to protect my kids and exposing my wife's funny videos? So I mean, parents put their kids up all the time.
It sounds like, so like for me and my wife had a conversation where we don't want our children on social media. At least not, like we posted one picture when she was born and that's probably going to be it for the most part.
Okay.
But it sounds like he's okay with her posting about it because he knew that the account existed and he didn't say anything at that point.
Yeah. And I remember in the beginning, it was strictly like silly videos.
Yeah. But he's okay with the premise of having his children posted on the internet.
Yes.
Sounds like.
It seems to me like the problem is what the content is.
Yeah, but then that's where I was going to go off, is that if it's just silly stuff, then
Right.
it's fine. But if it's things that only this family should know about or should see,
Yeah.
then that's when we need to have a conversation of
Yeah, so
the
there's a
kind of stuff
line.
and I'm
right?
interested to know if she's monetizing off it.
She is.
She is. So she's getting paid to post this stuff.
Yes, she is monetizing.
So she's defending it because she's likes
making
the
some money.
But
Yeah.
he's defending it because that's his family and he doesn't want that kind of stuff on the internet. Which,
Yeah, so what do you do?
I mean, if you're married, if you're a respectful couple, then you come together and say, I mean, when it comes to kids, if one parent likes it and the other one doesn't, I think the doesn't should trump the does.
I agree. I don't think, I don't think you
just-
should move forward with
and
something
it sounds like
if you're not on the same page.
content that they're posting
Yeah.
is
Questionable.
there's some people on the internet that we don't want to see that kind of stuff because they perverse it.
Yes. And I definitely have a thing of like, so should the kids get a choice? Because right now the kids don't know they're being posted, I think.
Yeah,
Like she's taking videos, they're young, especially at 5 years old. Like a 5-year-old, I don't think realizes.
Age of consent is what, 18, 16 in some states, but also that's sexual consent. But
Right. Is there like age of consent when it comes to videoing?
I think you just have to be a parent. At sometimes
you do.
your kids just don't get a say, and you just have to do what you feel is right.
True. And if they're not going to get a say, then I still think you should be mindful of the fact that they don't get a say and what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
Because now it's out there. In 10 years, maybe the 8-year-old's like, why did you put this stuff up? Someone else will be like, oh, you're that kid that, you know, had no clothes on in the bathroom. And he's like, great, thanks.
It's kind of like the kid that was, I forget the band, but there's a band that has an album cover with, it's a naked baby swimming.
Nirvana,
that's what I thought it was.
Wow, really?
Sorry, I'm not that big of a fan of Nirvana.
Well, I mean, that wasn't Chris.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Anyway.
So he ended up suing because he said he didn't consent to be on that album cover. I forget the verdict.
The baby?
Yeah.
The guy, obviously the guy who wrote
he's grown up. I forget how he's probably in his 30s now.
Did he win?
I don't know.
Probably.
Keep talking. Let me look it up.
Well, first of all, okay. Well, now I should know this, but when was that album made? What year?
You remember what album it is?
No.
December 23. Spencer Eldon against a Nirvana cover band's use of a photo of him used as a baby. 1991. Never mind.
91. Oh my God.
Oh, that was the year I was born.
He sued because he didn't consent to be on that cover.
Yes. And I can try to figure out what the verdict was. But,
I mean, when did this happen?
I think it was a couple of years
I'm out
ago.
of the loop, guys. Anything that we talk about.
This article says 2022, so not that long
I'm probably
ago.
going to be new too.
I could be wrong, but
Okay.
I just remember seeing the story, but to like rope it all into what we were saying is that you post something now, but you don't know what that person's going to feel about it or how they're going to feel about it in the future.
I'm going to go ahead and say he probably won, knowing the time frame.
Probably.
He probably won. But 91, my God, Cobain is dead, first of all.
When did he die? 80s?
I want you to think about what you just said.
What?
How could he die in the 80s if an album by Nirvana was made in 91?
Because the 80s is 2 years before 91?
80s?
Yeah, 1989 is the 80s.
Right, but he could make an album in 91 if he's dead in 89.
That's what I'm saying. When did he die? That's what I'm asking.
I don't think it was in the 80s. Look it up. Are you following what I'm saying?
He died in 94.
Okay, exactly. He had to be alive at least in 91.
I'm just
to make
asking
an album
when
in
he died.
91. He couldn't have died in 89.
Anyway.
Wow. Anyway, moving on. Yes. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So basically, I mean, I feel like this is one of those things where I don't disagree with her.
I don't think
she's making videos.
The intent is not wrong. It's the impact that's wrong. Oh. And that's.
I really like that sentence. I need to use that in my podcast, in my other podcast.
Don't credit me because I've heard that plenty of other
That's
places.
okay. I don't know where you heard it, but we're gonna pick that one up.
The intent of what you say and the impact of what you say or do. And her intent is fine, but the impact and also the context of what she's posting.
Yes. I think that does matter. I think it absolutely matters. And I think even if your kids are young, you need to take that into consideration.
Yeah. And if it's only just for views.
Yeah, come on.
Everyone does everything for views nowadays.
I know.
I know the money is probably hard to turn away, but what's more important is money or the safety of your kids.
Yeah, because that shit is online forever.
Yeah, there's no getting
You
back.
can sit here and be like, well, I'll delete the video. Bitch.
Somebody saved it.
It's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone has downloaded it to their phone.
You can look how MySpace
shared
look
it.
up how it looked in whatever year
Talk
that
about
was.
a nostalgia throwback.
Yeah.
MySpace.
Yeah, that was the
MySpace.
shit back in the day.
Probably the funnest thing for me about MySpace. I'm going to halt real quick. Someone's at your door.
Amazon. Kids.
I don't even know. We're done with her.
Okay.
Move on to the next thing. I don't know at this point. I think she's finished. Listen, if you're going to post your kids, I don't know, just be mindful.
Talk to your significant other and see if they're good.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. So were there any other icks? So what we'll do is, this week we did stupid things women have about men.
So
So what we'll do next week is I'll bring a list of icks that men have about women apparently.
Yeah.
And we'll find out how fucking retarded y'all are.
It is hard to find. Because I tried to do that as well, but there's a lot less.
What does that say
Moral of the
about
story,
women?
Men, we don't really care. Anyway.
I don't think that's true.
Can we call the podcast Moral of the Story?
Moral of the story.
Yeah. We
I like
up with
it.
the moral of the story for each one.
Yeah, I think that's good.
So,
Moral of the story here
moral
is
of the story: women don't know what they want.
Don't get us started. Don't. We know exactly what we want.
Do you though?
We do. You just make it so fucking complicated.
Don't come at me.
I'm coming at you. You're the man in the room, right? So we're already here, so we're doing this. You want to talk about we don't know what we want? You men are the ones who you start dating us, and from the get-go, you are just fucking smitten. You love bomb us. I mean, it is all like you're beautiful, and it's flowers, and it's constant texting and telling us all these things. And anyone know, if you know about this, I know this is not just me. There's a 3-month rule.
The 90-day rule.
My God, if that 3-month rule is not the fucking truth. It's like right around that 3-month time, y'all do this.
It's the honeymoon phase.
The honeymoon phase. What, are you already phased out that quickly?
It's not that we're phased out.
What are you?
Don't talk to me like I did this.
Listen, I will talk to anyone who walks around with a penis at this point like this, because I want to know, what is this all about? What is this? Is this whole generation that we're living in? You just have way too many choices in front of you.
I think that's
Because it's irritating.
And we're on to the next.
We're going to make this a topic for another time. We're going to have this conversation.
Okay, I guess.
Because I have a lot to say. Mark it down. Episode number 3 or something.
For
sure.
Still being in the dating world. I guess we're not going too far off of a tangent from that.
No, guess
Have
not.
you ever been on a first date that was so bad that you had to come up with an excuse to leave? Like text your friend, like, hey, call me, say my dog's about to die.
You know, I have been very fortunate. I say fortunate. I haven't had a terrible first date. Okay. Mm-hmm. I've heard the stories.
I got a story.
Okay. I did, at one point, I make it a very vague memory. Prior to the guy that I'm dating right now, when I decided to like dip my toe back into the dating world, of course, you know, you get on online dating. It's a fucking cesspool of trash, to be real honest. But prior to him, I'd met this guy online. We kind of started dating. Long story short, we only saw each other for like 5 months because I found out he was fucking married and had a whole ass family in a whole nother state.
Interesting.
And our first date wasn't terrible, but I will say that his dynamic style left a lot to be questioned. I know why now.
His dynamic, what do you mean by dynamic style?
Like his dynamic style. You never heard that? Dynamics? Come on, people.
No.
I'm teaching you something.
Mansplain it to me, please.
Mansplain it. See, and
which means tell me in rudimentary terms.
Yeah, this is what some of the other podcasts is about too. Dynamic style. What your dynamic is like inside of a relationship with somebody. What is your, first of all, do you know what the word dynamic means?
Yes. I just never heard in the context of dynamic style, like in the context of dating.
So we might have a very specific core personality.
Like his love style or the way he...
Think more, let's go more personality, right? So you have a very core personality about you. But to be real honest, you are different around certain people.
Yeah.
That's your dynamic style.
Gotcha.
With that person. So how you are with your wife is not how you are with me. How you are with your work people is not how you are with your family. That's your dynamic style.
Got it.
Right? It's built into just your core personality. His dynamic style with me was very, quirky and uncomfortable. And so every date we went on, yeah, I figured that out. But so I haven't had a terrible first date. So I'm always intrigued by these stories. So hit me with it.
I have the worst first dates that I've ever been on, which in hindsight is maybe my fault. I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
This was years ago. This was when the first Black Panther had just come out. Like earlier that week or like the weekend before.
Wait. Did you just say the first?
Yeah, the first.
Are there more than one?
Anyway.
Okay. Yes, there are.
Yes.
Thought there was just one.
The second one came out, I want to say either earlier this year or last year.
I've just seen the first one. I didn't know we...
Do you have Disney Plus?
No.
Okay. Well.
Okay. I didn't know we made another one.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, it's...
Okay.
Black Panther. I'm actually printing a Black Panther mask right now, by the way.
What are you going to do with these masks?
Just go for my room.
Oh, just as decor. Mm-hmm. Man decor.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually making a whole Iron Man suit. That'll be like a costume.
Does your wife know you're decorating like this?
Mm-hmm.
She does? Mm-hmm. Are you keeping it in your space?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, okay, for sure.
My space, this is our house.
Right.
I get the garage in my room. Everything else
is hers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You should see the freaking nursery. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
She does such a good job.
She thought of it. I built it.
Quit taking credit. Okay. We're giving it all to her. Okay. It looks fantastic. She's honestly so creative.
She is.
It is. It's stupid gorgeous. So if you ever see anything, if we're ever like filming in here and we're in different parts of the house, you just need to know right now it's Chris's wife. 100%.
Yeah. Like, and the only reason why this space looks so bland is we just haven't got to this area yet. That's why that's just a plant.
Yeah, but there was nothing at any point. This table is super cute. So I'm telling you, every time it'll always be, oh my God, Chris's wife did a great job. Mm-hmm. Give her credit every single time.
Yep, that's all her.
Okay, anyway, back to the first date.
My first date. I don't remember what year this was, but so I'm into cars.
Yep.
At the time, I had just finished building the first engine swap car that project that I took on. Mm-hmm. It had a little over 600 horsepower when it was done.
Okay.
So I thought
that sounds like a lot.
The average car has 200 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I thought I'm going to take this girl on a date in the car that I just built. Probably my first mistake.
Wait, did you build it from the ground up?
No, so I took an old Lexus, not old, it was 92.
Okay.
And I put a different motor in it and just made it really fast.
Okay.
So we go to the mall. Mm-hmm. First red flag for me, she didn't have a car. She had to get dropped off. She was probably 20.
Wait, you didn't go pick her up?
She didn't want me to. It
okay.
was like
maybe a
we're
safety
just gonna
thing.
Meet there.
Okay.
Yeah, like her safety, which I respected.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I get it.
But she got dropped off. She didn't have her own car. At the time, for me, that was a red flag. Hindsight may not have been all that relevant. But
okay.
So we wanted to see Black Panther. It was sold out. Mm-hmm. So we saw this movie called 1517 to Paris. It's a movie about 3 or 4 or 5 military guys that went on a vacation in Paris, and they rode a train, and the train ended up getting hit by terrorists.
Okay.
2-hour movie. Literally did not need to be more than 15 minutes long.
One of those, huh?
Yeah. And they used the actors in the movie were the actual guys that it happened to. So the acting is 2 out of 10. It was trash. Horrible. If you want to look it up, it's horrible. But it's so bad that it's
What's it called again?
1517 to Paris, I think. Something like that.
Okay.
So we saw this movie. Horrible movie. We go to eat after. It's like talking to a wall. She like doesn't say anything. So I'm like, okay, this is like, like you go on a date, within a certain amount of time, like you're not going to see this person again. You're not going to call them back.
For sure.
I had that like maybe 5 minutes in.
Why didn't you just end the date?
That was going to be my next question.
Oh,
so we'll follow up.
we're
there.
getting there.
We'll get through the story.
Okay.
So she lets me take her home. So we walk to my car, and just so for some backstory on my car, that has all this stuff done to it. So we get in the car. I have racing seats. Okay. So instead of like a normal over the shoulder thing, I have like a harness that you
like
have to,
a backpack.
Call back. You guys may or may not see that, but yes, like a backpack.
Okay.
So she gets in. She's like, "What the? How do you?" I'm like, "You got to put it on. Show her how to put the seatbelt on."
Like a harness. Yes.
Yeah, it's a 4-point
Oh
harness.
my god. I can't blame her there.
I reach behind her and I get my steering wheel and I put the steering wheel on, and she's like, "Excuse me?"
Straight up.
Like, where the fuck?
In my head, as you're saying it, I'm like, "Did you just pull that bitch out of the back seat?"
Yeah, I have it sitting in the back seat, so no one takes it because it was expensive. It had to like quick release, so you just take it off and like set it. Anyway, I turn on the ignition. I have like a bunch of gauges, and they're all like colorful. And she's like, "Okay."
She was struggling.
She was lost in the sauce. She's like,
I'm lost in the sauce, and
yeah,
we're
for
just
someone
in the
that
story.
had never been in like anything more than a Camry, then this is.
Listen.
Yeah, and you start the car, the thing's fucking loud.
Okay.
So we're driving home, and it's, I don't know, probably 9 or 10 at night, and I'm like, I'm gonna go fast for a little bit. So this car, it's not super crazy fast, but it's fast for something that
that you put together,
that I put together in my garage, literally.
Yeah.
I accelerate. I'm like, watch this.
Oh God. The audacity of the confidence kicks in.
And I go from like 30 to like maybe 60, but the car does it like that. It's quick.
Okay.
She has a full-on panic attack.
To 60? Just 60.
Just 60, but like just because like
just with how quick
noise,
it was,
how fast it is, like it's a whole sensory experience, especially if you've never ridden in anything more than a Prius.
Okay.
I'm naming different cars that just.
You're just gonna. If you say cars. Honda.
Yeah. So she has like a whole panic attack and like stop. I'm like, I ain't going that fast, but okay.
Wow.
So I stop.
Okay.
We get maybe 2 more lights. I'm sitting at the light. She goes, I can't do this, and gets out the car.
You haven't really dropped her off anywhere.
No, nope, we're probably 3 lights from her house.
So she walked the rest of the way.
Yeah. She got out and just like, I can't do this. I'm like, and I'm thinking like, like I said earlier, I was already done with the date 5 minutes.
Yeah, no skin off your back. But so I'm sure you're like,
for a split second, I'm like, do I say like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll take you home. You're right there.
Yeah.
But
what did you do?
Internally, I'm like, all right.
Who am I to stop you from getting your cardio if you are wanting to walk?
It's a safe
the rest
neighborhood.
Of the
I grew up in.
You're good. You obviously feel safe enough to walk the rest of the way.
She was, in hindsight, she was like a band geek. So it's like,
Chris,
I didn't know that.
Band geeks need love too.
I'm not saying band geeks are bad.
So did she get back in the car?
No, I drove off.
You drove off and you let her walk the rest of the way home. Mm-hmm. Did you ever hear from her again? No.
So fun fact. So like the way that where we lived, it was like my house and then her house and then the mall. So whenever I have to drive to the mall, I got to drive right by her house. And she lives like backed up to the street. So anytime I was driving that car and had to go to the mall,
she could hear it.
Mm-hmm. And I deliberately stepped on it when I passed her house too. Oh my
God.
Just a little PTSD.
I need to go. We need to take a step back though.
I'm Petty Pendergrass. I'm sorry.
I need to understand the steering wheel in the backseat thing.
So,
what the fuck?
So like racing steering wheels in cars, they're detachable.
And are you afraid someone's going to take the steering wheel?
Yes.
Lock your door.
I mean, it was a 1992 Lexus. The security on it ain't that great.
That you turned into a racing car with a racing steering wheel and racing
seats.
Do we have pictures of this?
We do.
Tell me we have photos that we can show because I need a visual.
I have before and after photos too.
Oh. You're going to get before and after photos? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for reference, I'll put a picture of my current car, which is a 2006 Subaru WRX on the screen, just to give you an idea of like the kind of cars that I like.
That car must be in the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my baby. My like shit box that cost me a whole lot of money. So this is it when I bought it, and that's it when I was done with it. I'll put the picture on the screen so they can see.
Okay. But seriously, a detachable steering wheel? I'm surprised you didn't tint the windows on that bitch.
I was about to. I didn't. California laws, I got pulled over. I had to sell it whole. Well, it's a whole thing. That's why I live in Texas now. Uh-huh. Oh, here's a video of it. Every one of those pops is about as loud as a gunshot.
Is that supposed to be like impressive?
I mean, it is to
the people that are there, obviously.
Yeah, for the couple of hundred people that are standing around. But for an unassuming little, I think she was Jewish. I'm pretty sure she was Jewish. I'm not saying that just to say, but for a little unassuming, innocent woman that just met somebody off, I don't remember which.
How old were y'all?
What year was this? This is 2019.
Okay.
So not that long ago, but years ago.
Well,
so I say all that to say, my question. Let me bring my thing back up here.
This sounds like a terrible first date.
Oh, it was horrible, but I got a story out of it.
If it didn't go well at the dinner, I would have been done.
And that's what I was gonna ask. So if you're ever on a date and you feel that you're never gonna talk to or see this person again, would you rather stick it out, or would you rather let's say if the other person isn't feeling it but you are?
Oh.
Would you rather them say, like, you know what, I'm just not feeling this. I think I'm going to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
like protect your ego or just stick it out?
I maybe have not had terrible first dates, but I have, in the time that I was dating before I met my current guy, have had some first dates. And I will say 2 of them I ended.
Like in the middle of it? No,
both of them were, the ones I ended were, we went to a dinner, right? Mm-hmm. And I could just tell sitting there, like, don't want anything to do with you past this moment. Mm-hmm. But I would finish the dinner, and I'm good about being able to engage and still be in the moment, right? Mm-hmm. I may already tell, like, you're not someone I'm going to want to see again, but I'm not going to be rude and just get up in the middle of it.
Well, is it rude though?
I think it's different. I personally feel it is, because it can be a little hurtful to the other person. Yeah, and that's unless
would you rather protect the other person's ego or protect
sometimes.
Your time?
And for me, I'd rather so what I did was I finished the dinner, and when it came time to wrap up on one of them, we had actually had a plan to go do something else afterwards. And I just said, I'm going to be real honest. I'm really not feeling the connection. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it'd be a wise idea to go do to the next thing. I think it would just be wasting your time. He appreciated that. He was like, hey, at least you're being honest. Yeah. The other one was just a dinner. We had no plan afterward. And so after the dinner, he went to he wanted a kiss. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and say no, because I'm just not feeling the connection. And he was embarrassed. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just get up in the middle of it and act, if you make it a dramatic thing.
Get up in the middle, but
I have definitely been when this part's over, I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah.
Right.
But so flip that. What if you're feeling it and the guy is, and if he would you rather him say, you know what, I'm just not feeling it and leave?
Yes.
Or just stick it out and then just.
No, I would rather, and I've been in that scenario. I have been on a date with someone who, and if you're paying attention, you can tell when they're into it.
Yeah.
Right. We had a good connection, communication wise, great conversation. But twice inside the conversation, he made a comment about, I'd really love to date someone who is into, XYZ. And I said, I've never even
thought about it.
Thought about that, And so you could just tell, that wasn't really, he wasn't feeling it. So I knew. So when that ended, he said to me, I'm really happy that you came out with me. I loved meeting you. I personally am not feeling it. And I was like, thanks for being honest. Don't waste my time. Mm-hmm. at all. Don't waste my time. The guy I'm dating now, our first date, we talked for probably a week on text and phone calls before we had our first date. So I already knew. And see, that's the other thing I like. So a lot of people are like, I want to meet you and I want to go on a date that damn day. Hold on now. I want a little time. Mm-hmm. Let's text. Let's talk on the phone. Give me a vibe of your personality first. Mm-hmm. That way I have some sort of judgment. Because if you can't get on the phone and hold a conversation with me, why do I want to sit in front of you eating spaghetti?
Well, see, I've heard a girl on a radio show that I listen to a lot. She's hardcore in the dating scene.
Yeah.
And she likes to get guys to a date like as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. So there's no like cool off period. And so I think either some women or some men, they like to hurry up and get to the date because they feel like they're better. They shine in person and not over text.
So I totally agree with that. But what about phone calls and FaceTimes? We're in 2024.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say I hate talking on the phone, but
I'm not saying you have to have a 6-hour conversation. All I'm saying is like you can gauge a personality if you text little and then have a phone call. That's what my guy did. Like we were texting and that night he called me. He was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Hey." Like I got a vibe of his voice. That's the other thing. Don't hit me up on a first date and I've never heard your fucking voice because if you sound like a mouse, that's when I'm running. If I can't stand the sound of your voice, like I can see pictures all day long, gain your personality. If we sit down and you talk and I have to imagine that voice during sex, it's not happening. I've got to hear your voice and go, that's the voice I want screaming my name. Like, yep, that's the one. Yeah.
Quickly.
Tell me. Now I need your opinion. Tell me voices don't matter.
They do for sure.
Have you ever heard a dude that sounds like a chick and you're just like, I can't do this? Would you date a chick who was straight feminine but sounded like a man?
Like, had my voice?
Imagine you're in bed with your girlfriend and she's like, "Hey, Chris, that feels so good." Come on.
Pass.
That's what I'm saying.
Noodle.
I got to hear the voice. So I got a chance to hear his voice like within the first day of us talking, which I appreciated. Great voice. He was super hilarious, quick wit. Like I knew like, okay, the personality, I'm catching that vibe. Mm-hmm. So I'm fine if we wait a week or so to go on a date because you're also navigating life.
Yeah.
And then when you go on the date, that's kind of where you determine, okay, I like what they sound like. We've picked up on the personality. Does it click in person?
Yeah, it all
now?
has to come together.
Yeah, because that's when you kind of figure it out like, oh, it does, or well, I do like it, but it's not clicking at all.
Friend zone.
Yeah, friend zone or nothing zone. There is no friend zone with me. I'm gonna be real honest. There's no friend zone with me. If you went on a date with me, you never see me again unless I end up with you.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to go back from that context.
Yeah, what am I gonna be friends with you for?
I mean, you never know. But...
So then 6 men down, when I start dating someone and I'm ready to get married to this guy and be like, yeah, I'm still friends with the guy I went on one date with and I really didn't like him, but we're friends now. Like, it's just weird.
I don't see how that's so far-fetched. It's probably rare.
If you don't like to be around them, why do you keep them as a friend? Are you seeing what I'm saying?
If you don't like to be around them, that's different. But
exactly. Like, would you have been friends with Panic Girl?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you went on a date. You're usually going on a date because you're looking for the sexual attraction.
True.
So if that's not there, and then you're like, well, golly, let's just be friends. Like, it just...
I guess.
Yeah, it's just
there's
weird.
So much...
There's
a lot of nuance in it. I don't think it's far-fetched to get friend zone and be genuine friends, but also like I've never been friends with anyone that I went on a date with.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Okay. So maybe if it's a thing where, because I know that Facebook dating has this feature.
That's where me and my wife met.
Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I really want to tell the story of how I met my current boyfriend. I'm going to have to hold off though and make sure he's okay with it.
Okay.
But I was on Facebook dating when I met him, but I did not meet him on Facebook dating.
Got it.
So, but Facebook dating, and I think Bumble, a friend of mine did Bumble at one point. It also has a feature. There's like a friend side. You can date or you can like put down.
Yeah, Bumble BFF.
When you like match with someone, you can match as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with the Facebook dating is when I was on it, tons of men would like me for like dating, but then a lot would match with me as a friend. And I realized a lot of people are actually going the route of, look, let's take out the dating aspect. Let me just meet you with someone to hang out with, so that there isn't that pressure of, is there a sexual chemistry? Let me just get to know you. That way, if we are like, I don't think I would date you, but you've made a new friend. I can get that. It still, to me, just seems weird. 6 weeks down the road, oh my God, I met this guy. He's amazing. I know you weren't the one for me, but he is. There's just something about that conversation that just
meeting
feels weird.
Someone of the opposite sex on even the dating or the friend side of a dating app still has the context of like the possibility of dating. I've never done that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because on the friend side, I still think they're wanting to date. They're just trying to
get their in.
They're trying to lessen the expectations and it not feel so pressuring, I think.
I can see that.
I'm going to be real honest. You're walking into it still knowing this is a fucking date.
Yeah,
you can call it friends all day long, but
it's a friend date.
I guess.
Do you think men and women can be like genuine platonic friends?
You want to know how the answer is yes.
I agree.
You want to know how I can genuinely say yes to that? This podcast.
Yeah.
Like
one of my best friends is a woman that I met like a long time ago through one of the guys she was dating was a guy that we knew mutually, and whole story, backstory. But like I met her when her little brother was like in the 4th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like about to get married in a couple months.
I absolutely think it's possible. What's funny is my best friend is a female. I've had male friends in the past that were close with me, but they're not in my life now anymore. I think there's a lot that surrounds. I'm not going to say that. I think it gets blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
You know, the whole if you're dating someone, male or female, you can't have close friends that are male or female. At the end of the day, that's a piss poor excuse for somebody who has no self-control and no loyalty.
Yeah. Because my wife will like, she knows, I won't say her name, but she knows who she is. She's met her before. She knows our relationship. Yeah. That is completely platonic. We've never
and you've honestly made that clear. You're very transparent about that relationship.
Yeah, we've never even, like, there are other of my friends that think that, like, you've never tried anything. I'm like, no. Yeah. Like,
That's because not everyone tries to turn it into something that it's not.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're walking around with eyes predatorily looking at everybody like your next fucking victim.
Yeah.
You know, in the bed, then you're never going to be able to have a platonic friendship with anybody.
Anyone. Yeah.
Also, with that said, and this is where I get very aggressive when it comes to like relationships. The only way when you're dating somebody, and this is male or female, they pin this on men a lot, but I'm going to be honest, I've seen women slip up in this area too. The only way that platonic friendships become a problem is when you let that person think they have an in with you that they shouldn't have.
Yeah. There has to be
a
reciprocal energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of
so,
form.
You know, women get pissed at their man. You know, well, she texts you all the time. She's just a friend. Well, obviously, if you're giving her the door for more than a friendship, that's your problem. Mm-hmm. That's not that female's problem. That's her problem. That's the man's problem. But women do the same thing. And I'm sick and tired of us like throwing men under this bus. I've seen women do the same thing. He's just a friend. Then why do you talk to him the way you talk to your boyfriend? Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Go have female friends. But as soon as you show me you can't handle it, you're not going to find me going after the women. You're going to find me ending this relationship. Yeah. Right? That's the dynamic that needs to be.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times, like I've heard it where, she may say that he's just a friend, but if she were to text him saying, hey, let's try this, he'd say, yeah.
Absolutely.
But if it was a platonic friend, like me and my friend, I'd be like, no.
Correct.
That's not disgusting, but like, no, that's just not who she is.
Right. It's not disgusting because it's about her. It's disgusting because you don't see her that way. Yeah. It goes both ways. So yeah, absolutely. Men and women can have platonic friendships. And at the end of the day, I'll be someone who says, I think that you should. Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for having a perspective of, you know, if your wife were to call me one day, like, Chris is being such an asshole. Like, can I talk to you? Yeah, absolutely. But maybe she has a guy friend. Chris is being an asshole.
Yeah,
and he gives her
my wife's best friend is a guy.
whole another perspective. Like, hold on, dude. Like, let's talk through what's going on. It's all about where you're putting people in your life.
Yeah.
Personally, that's just my 2 cents on it. So
next on the list,
yes.
I call this Nah Fam. Now, my question is, would you ever pay to go to a wedding if you were invited?
I got invited to a wedding?
You got invited to a wedding. Say, me and my wife are getting married. Yeah, congratulations.
Okay.
I send you a letter. Save the date.
Yeah.
Entry fee, $450.
I'm not going.
So there's I believe they live in New York.
No wonder.
Yeah, a couple.
So there's a couple in New York.
There is a New York couple that is getting backlash for requiring their guests to pay $450 to attend their wedding. They said that they've spent close to $200,000 on a wedding.
How is that anyone's problem?
Let me finish.
Why did you spend $200,000 on a wedding?
All in, dress, cake, venue, DJ, etc. They're about $200,000. So I didn't say how many. I haven't been able to find anything that said how many people they invited, but their invitations said $450 per person. So
no,
a family of 4 is over close to over $1,000, almost $2,000 actually. All but 60 people declined the invite. And the couples come back saying that you guys will spend money on going to a concert and all these other kind of things, but you won't support your family and spend $450 per person to come to our wedding.
No. No.
It's pretty cut and dry. Everyone's like, no, you tripping.
What the fuck?
Their stand to, if everyone accepted the invite, it would net them about $70,000 savings on their wedding.
I'm gonna repeat the question that I just asked a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are you spending $200,000 on a wedding?
The other side is saying if you can't afford this wedding,
then you shouldn't be having it,
or just cut costs where you can.
Absolutely. No, I'm not going to help you fund your expensive ass wedding that you really can't afford. Maybe we need to dial it down. What was at this wedding?
It didn't say. They just said it was. If it's $200,000 close to, it's a fancy wedding. I don't think it was a destination wedding either.
Straight up just in New York.
I don't know if it was in New York or where it was, but it wasn't like no one was doing any. It wasn't a destination. No one was doing any like crazy travel. Obviously, you have some people coming out of town, as every wedding does, but to spend the $500-$600 on a flight, $500-$600 on a hotel, $500-$600 on clothes, and then $450 just per person to get in the door.
No.
I'm with you.
It ain't happening.
Nope.
I've even made the determination when I get married again, there will be no wedding. Jeans, t-shirt, courthouse, one and done. Because at the end of the day, listen, my first wedding, I didn't even get to eat at that bitch.
Was it fancy?
It wasn't. Do you want to know I still remember. Do you know what my whole wedding cost me front to back? Mm-hmm. And I got married, by the way, and I know the economy has skyrocketed. I got married when did I get married? Oh my God. When did I get married? Shit. 2005. Okay. I got married in 2005. My whole wedding out the door cost $4,000. That's
not bad at all. My wedding was free.
That's even better.
Mm-hmm. We just went to a park down the street from here.
Yeah.
We both I got a suit, she got a dress, so there was a little bit of cost there. But as far as venue, we went on a hill that we walk our dog at. Mm-hmm. Our neighbor at the time was a pastor, so he was our officiant. We had some family fly in. We went to dinner. It was fun.
To me, that is very like, I'm not interested in the wedding. I'm interested in what comes after.
Exactly. And that's what everyone, like, don't spend the money on the wedding, spend the money on the life.
On the life.
Or just
so you just blew $200,000.
You're going to be...
What actually, if we think about it, I bet you the majority of that was credit card.
Probably.
So money you don't even have, which is why you're having to charge for the damn thing to pay off the upcoming credit card bills for this wedding. That's fucking insanity.
Yeah.
No.
Would you go, or would you pay this if you were maid of honor or in the wedding party?
She'd have to find someone else to maid of honor.
Really?
Absolutely.
Even if it was your best friend?
Yes.
Huh.
Absolutely.
I think I would do it if it was like I was the best man.
You asked me to be in, I didn't ask to be in this wedding. You asked me to be in this wedding.
I get it.
So if you ask me to be in it, you need to be paying for me to be there.
And that's how it is. I mean, $150 a plate, that's what that cost is.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Absolutely. If I get hit with, will you be my maid order? Yes, I would. I'd love to be your maid order. By the way, it's going to cost you $450. Oh my God, I'm going to have to decline. I'm so excited to see the wedding video.
Yeah.
When you post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or Instagram or wherever.
Yeah, I don't think.
No, I'm totally okay not standing up there with you.
Yeah. It would have to be like my best friend, and I probably still wouldn't be happy about it.
Happy? No. See, I'm not a good friend then, because I wouldn't. I would not. Not part of me. No.
Is there anyone in your life that you would pay to go to a wedding for?
No one. What
if it was less than $450?
No.
Just $10.
No.
Okay, so
if you're going to charge me, here's the deal. When you go to weddings, typically if somebody wants to gift you with money as a brand new couple, they do. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. That's me deciding to give you money to help you go on your honeymoon.
On your own volition.
You're right. Yeah. If you're going to charge me to be at
just this to be there.
Loving occasion, I'm not going to feel so fucking loving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
If you charge me, I'm not going.
Now, no. What about...
I don't care who it is. Even if it's my own fucking kid, I won't be at your wedding.
Wow.
Absolutely not. If my daughter walks up to me and she goes, I'm getting married, I'm like, oh my God, you're not charging me for this, bitch, are you? Because I'm not paying. And I will not be there if you're going to charge me to be at your wedding. No, there's no one in my life that I would do that for.
Okay. Well, moral of the story, don't be friends with Sarah.
Don't be friends with Sarah. Now, don't be inviting me to no weddings. You're going to ask me to pay to get in. Mm-hmm. What kind of wedding is this? What, I mean, seriously, why? Because you overspent?
Yeah.
I have to cover really what you over. That's what we're not doing. Now I'm really questioning who you are as a friend, because I'm really concerned about your life choices at this point.
Yeah.
I got more things going on in my head
fiscal
outside of the fiscal irresponsibility. Now I know why I'm always paying for the dinner dates.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Wouldn't do it. Mm-mm. There's not a person in my life that important.
What about, so there's two other things that kind of stemmed off of this when I was looking up this story. There's actually a couple out there, or couples out there, that are sending don't save the date letters, as in you are not invited to our wedding, rather than just not sending them an invite.
Well, that's just disrespectful.
That's petty.
That is a level of petty. We might have to do a whole series on petty, because...
And especially around weddings. That's crazy.
They send them a don't save the date.
Don't
like we're getting married this day. But here's the thing, right? That's petty. But what if they match your petty and show up?
I mean, then you just wouldn't get in.
How do you know? Unless you're not fucking paying because they're charging you. Yeah, but you could just walk into that bitch, sit down, and when she walks down the aisle and she looks over, you're like, here I am. Bitch, I showed up. Then you just ruin her day. She's now going... She's got to walk up to the aisle pissed off. Why did you send the invite to begin with? The non-invite. Don't even tell them.
That's what I would do. But also, like, I don't know if I would show up just because if the petty has to cost me money, I wouldn't go.
But see, the only money it should cost you is the gas to get there, depending on where it's at.
Gas and time.
Right? But you know you'd love the pettiness if you show up, because you knew it would ruin the day for them.
It would have to be like my arch
You'd have to really want the day to be done for them.
Like, they'd have to be a person that, like, they wouldn't even, they shouldn't consider sending me an invite, even if, like...
Yeah, no, you shouldn't get anything if you know that y'all are just not...
Yeah, but if you go out of your way to send me a don't save the date... That's what I'm saying.
You went out of the way to tell me not to show up.
Yeah.
Bitch, I might have to be free.
Now, what about people that say, if you give us a gift, it has to be worth at least X amount. Let's say $450.
You're not getting a gift.
Yeah.
You're not getting a gift. Sorry. Yeah. I've been to several weddings before, and this is going to be so shitty. I am that person. I've never even bought a gift off a wedding registry.
You just freestyle?
I'm a gift carder. I know people hate that concept.
It's always the right size.
I'm a gift carder or casher, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I know that you have this list, but here's the deal. Sometimes it's nice to go and kind of get some of your own stuff. Mm-hmm. I've heard forever that's the worst thing you could do. That's not really personal. Look, I'm here, aren't I? I showed up.
Is your presence.
The moral of the story is My presence is your present. You asked me to be here. I took time out of my life to watch this insanity, to come here and support this thing I don't support. Here I am. I'm not getting you a gift or paying $450 to be here on top of that.
Yeah.
Not doing that. So if I've been to weddings, and I've been to a few that I thoroughly enjoyed, I give money, and I give, funny enough, I give the same amount every time.
How much is it?
$200.
That's a decent gift.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've been told it's super cheap, but I give
You don't know my pockets.
I give a gift card, a Visa gift card of $200.
Do you get like just a general gift card or like gift card to Target or like store specific?
No. I just get a general one.
Okay.
Long ago, when we all had cash, I would do cash and envelope, but usually gift cards. But no, I'll just do like a Visa gift card, $200.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do with it.
I'm a gift card person too.
Yeah, I love them.
Money, you can do what you want with it.
Yes, do what you take this money, because my thing is when you gift somebody something, it's theirs to do what they will because it's theirs now. Mm-hmm. If you gift me this glass and I go outside and I want to smash it on the ground, you can't be mad at me. You gave it to me.
I have a tangent to go on.
You gave this to me. You gave me this glass. It's mine now.
So let me tell you this story. I don't know.
That's how I feel about gifts. It's just how I feel about money. You gave me money.
We're at an hour and 20, but
I'm going to do what I want with the money. You don't get to tell me what to do with it now. Yeah. It's mine.
So on that, if you give me a gift, I'm free to do whatever with it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a neighborhood like Facebook group for our neighborhood. When we were setting up our nursery, we were looking for a crib. There was a family that was giving away a crib. Mm-hmm. So we went and got the crib.
Was it free?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were giving it away. We set the crib up. This was before we redid the nursery. So it was in the same spot, but it was just not done. Christmas rolls around and my parents buy us a brand new crib. So we post that same crib that was gifted to us and gifted it to another mother that was having a kid.
Okay.
The guy that gave us the crib in the first place then posted on the Facebook group saying, I can't believe what I see. We gifted a crib to somebody and they just went and gave it to somebody else. I wanted to comment on it so bad, but my wife wouldn't let me.
She's like, don't stir the pot, Chris.
Yes. I wanted to be like, hey, do you know we gave it to another mother? Mind fucking business.
Yeah. But first of all, I think I would understand them being upset if they gave it to you and then you turn around and sold it.
Even if we sold it, you gave it to me.
Right. But so hear me out. So on that one point, I might see they might have a little room to say, hey, we gave you that. Like we wanted to gift someone, right? But even then, still yours, still your decision. Mm-hmm. But in this case, it makes no sense. They gifted it to you. Maybe you obviously found someone else who needed it. What's the problem?
Exactly. They don't know who we gave it to, if we sold it. They don't God forbid if we would have lost the baby. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
They just
what if something happened and you lost the baby? Now they're up posting shit on Facebook like they know the story.
Yep.
Yeah, no. See, I think people there's this air of I don't even know, it's part of their ego, but like this expectation that people seem to have now surrounding when you're given something.
Yeah, they still feel ownership over it in a way.
Yeah. But you gave it to me. Mm. Isn't it mine? Yes, it's yours now. Okay, well, I want to smash it, but I gave it to you to drink in. Well, okay, but that's not what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
And what does it matter?
It's mine now.
It's mine now. Yeah, there's very much
and I was reading the comments, and some of the comments were saying you don't know what happened, you don't know whether or not they sold it, you don't know.
And they're right.
You don't know the story. And then he was like, well, or one woman said, what if they fell into financial hardship? And it was like, I don't know. I saw a modified car in their driveway. I think he has money.
So he can't just come to you and say, hey, I was just curious. Did y'all not need the crib? I mean, has he ever asked you?
No, because one, he doesn't know who. I mean, he came here to pick it up, so he knows where I live. Obviously,
yeah.
We will cross paths because I work in the same industry that they're involved in.
Listen, if you're out there and you know this is about you, you didn't know the circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. Even if you did, it's not your fucking choice anymore.
Moral of the story, it ain't your business.
Ain't your business.
Moral of the story is the podcast.
I think I'm loving moral of the story. Yeah. We might have several morals of the story throughout several.
So we're at like an hour
sessions.
and something. I have
So,
one more
yeah.
story. Do you want to save it or?
Let's save it. We're going to need some content for episode 3 for sure.
I'll save it.
So yeah, awesome. Sounds good. Let us know what you think, guys. Like I said, we'll take it all good, bad, ugly, fuck off. Anything, just give us an idea of the direction that you like and it's going in. Until next time, have a great weekend.
See you guys.